So as a beginner, somebody who's never gained over at least 70 views on YouTube, as a beginner, I'm just going to go over what I learned. The purpose of the content that you create. Now let's talk about that for a little bit. The purpose of the content you create. When you create your content, what is your purpose? Do you have one? Or are you just like me, who's just uploading videos trying to find his purpose? Put it this way. You wake up and you set a goal for yourself. You achieve that goal. A lot of people who set goals for themselves don't feel accomplished unless those goals are fulfilled. When you create a video on YouTube, you must know what your purpose is, and you must deliver that purpose so that, you're at least on track with what you want to do. You always got to stay on track on what you have to accomplish. Set goals, small goals for yourself. Accomplish those goals, and basically your viewers are just going to be watching that along the way. I just watch a lot of you. When I watch YouTube videos from my people who I learned about, like D for Darius, Peter McKinnon, and Rob HK Vlogs, what I'm noticing is that they all usually have an agenda, and they all are usually talking about what they talk about. Peter McKinnon, filmmaking. D for Darius, filmmaking. Rob HK, video editing. They're known for a certain thing. So your purpose is really important so that people know what to categorize you in. Even though you might not like to be categorized, you being categorized is a lot easier to understand what your videos are, meaning your audience is going to be able to know what to expect out of you when you upload. It's not just going to be some random shit. You have to be a vlogger or a creator who is just genuinely entertaining. If you're making funny content, good fun content, do what you do. But at the end of the day, you'll be seen as an entertainer. Categorize your own content. That's really all I got to say towards that. What audience are you trying to approach? Filmmakers, indie moguls, rappers, producers. You trying to be funny? You want people make people laugh? 30-year-olds, 50-year-olds, businesses, athletes. What do you want from your audience? You want them to watch your video, right? But what kind of audience do you want? It'll be a lot easier for you to know what they want, especially if you're doing what they want, not what they want you to do, but if you're making content that they like, and you're good at that stuff that content that you're creating, it's going to be a lot easier to connect with your audience, meaning your audience is going to understand you and you're going to understand your audience. You have to know what audience you're looking for. Personally, for me, the audience that I'm looking for are creators. I want to help creators create. Simple as that. Another thing that I learned is that accessories, all they do is enhance the quality of your content. What that means is, yeah, the video is good, but this microphone makes it sound better. The camera makes it look better. The lighting makes the camera work better. Because that means you're picking up all the elements on my face. You're picking up the subject, which is me. All this stuff does is enhance the quality. What does not, which really, when you think about it, it doesn't matter if you're a beginner, if you have good quality. If you don't have the views, your quality doesn't really matter. What matters is your approach, your delivery. You matter the most in the content that you create, because if you have that creative mind that you think you do for YouTube videos, you should be at least good at creating whatever video you put your mind to, because you have that creative mentality. You can't get lazy, and you have to be persistent, but you also have to have a lot of passion in this. If you don't want to enhance your films, be creative, improvise, have fun doing it. That's another thing, is your accessories, what you have, the gear, all it does is enhance your vision. Yes, it is important down the line when you're doing it professionally, but when you're doing it as a side hobby like me, I don't need this stuff because it's not giving me more views. At the end of the day, if the views do kick in down the line, this will already be here, and I'll just be a lot more familiar with the content that I make. But if you have a few, let me see. I'm just going to break it down right now, how much I spent. So $1,000 plus $700 plus $100 plus $60 plus $80 plus $30 plus $12. Anything else that I might be forgetting? We won't count the SD cards because, you need SD cards no matter what. Let's go with the apps. $30, $10, This is how much money I spent to create the content that I have. $2,000. So keep that in mind. Be smarter than me. With that $2,000, buy a computer or a laptop. If you already have a phone, you're fine. Buy a computer or a laptop. Get familiar with Premiere Pro or Final Cut Pro, whatever video editing app you want to use, DaVinci maybe. Get good with those things and record off your phone. Trust me, if you're a beginner, spend that money on that just so that you get familiar with the computing system by the time you get the views that you're hoping to get. Because I had to improvise. That's the reason I spent all this money, is because I had to improvise with the iPad. I don't mind it because the iPad is very easy to use and I love its functionalities. But, you know, that's just my advice. Is if you want to spend, you know what, at the end of the day, spend that $2,000 however you want to spend it. Just know that that was my spending. That's how I spent my money. A creative mind with a little bit of ambition and a lot of bit of ambition is vital. If you have a creative mind, but you're sitting down just, you know, thinking, okay, congratulations. You can think just like the rest of us. That does not mean you have a creative mind. It's the ambition you have with that creative mind that is so important and so vital to your YouTube career, because if you have ambition, that means that you're not going to stop. When you have that ambition mixed with that creativity, and then you can improvise, it's all going to come into fruition, meaning that all you're going to do is provide creative content. That's it. Creative content. That's all you're going to do, is all you're going to produce is creative content on a consistent basis. That's all you need to do. And you may make it or you may not, but along the way you're going to find something that you like to do. Now, unless you're already a public figure in the world, like whether you come from TikTok, you're an athlete, you know, if you already have an established name, you might be fine. But if you're like me and you're a nobody in the world, you have to earn your views. Meaning you have to create content that they want. Even if you don't know what that content is, you better find it, because that's the only way you're going to earn those views, is if you find content that the audience wants. Simple as that. It is as simple as that. Don't limit yourself, because the minute you do that, you're stopping yourself from becoming something even bigger. Limit yourself, you know, with your budget, obviously, but don't limit yourself. Do not limit yourself. Don't even give yourself, that's just my thing. Don't limit yourself. Because once you do that, you know, you can set a goal and be like, oh, this is what I want. But then when I get that, for me personally, this is how I see it. Okay, once I get here and I'm confident and I know I got here, okay, I know I'll be able to step it up and do this. And then I'll be able to do this and then work my way up, because I can't limit myself. The minute I do that, that's when I stop believing in myself. Just don't limit yourself. Make whatever content you want. As long as it follows the YouTube guidelines, make whatever content you want and just fucking run with it. Go as crazy as you want, because once you make it in the YouTube world, you become a popular figure out here, chances of you being able to do it out there are very, very strong. To that person who says that they want Happy Fresh sponsorship, if I see you get that Happy Fresh sponsorship, I swear to God, you better take it to new lengths. You better start saying, yo, like, can I get some stock? Can I be partner? Can we partner up? You feel me? You better be making money off their asses, because they gonna be trying to make. Because all they're gonna do is make money off of you by sending you free shit. No, hell no, hell no. You want to make money off me? I want to make money off you. Now you could get that shit and sell it. Nah. Get the sponsorship and take it to new heights, and then make them pay you for it. Simple as that. Do not limit yourself. Oh, I love myself, because at the end of the day, now we're just saying, for the last one and the final thing, be yourself. Your audience is really going to appreciate that about you. If you could just be a genuine person and be yourself on this video, when you record these videos, because that's really what they're watching you for. When you watch your favorite YouTuber and you watch them for a year or two, you notice how they are as people, meaning you kind of feel connected to that person through the internet. That's what the internet can do nowadays. It's pretty fucking insane. You feel like you've known somebody for years and you've never even met them. People will call that insane. I call it 2020. It's the year of technology, baby. This is literally, we're living in it. We're living in it. We feel like we're best friends with our favorite rapper sometimes. I remember Eminem was like, the song Stan, a guy who's going crazy because he just wants Eminem's attention at the end of the day, because he feels connected to Eminem through the music. See, it's the same thing with a YouTube video. You feel connected to a YouTuber through the video. You feel like you actually know that person, which you don't. And like I said, a lot like that sounds insane, but that's just the reality of the situation we're in. It's not normal, but it's gonna become normal down the line. Like I said though, we became so immune to connecting ourselves to somebody who doesn't even know us. That's just what technology did along the way. That's what it did for humans and emotions and shit. That's just what it did along the way. I can guarantee you a lot of inventors were not expecting this to be the case, but at the end of the day, that's just what we live in. That is just what we live in. When you make your content and your fans want to connect to you, make sure they're not connecting themselves to a shitty person or a fake person. Make sure you're yourself at all times, because they're going to fucking appreciate that. They're going to appreciate you being insecure. They're going to appreciate you being crazy. They're going to appreciate you being bold. They're going to appreciate you being yourself, because you being yourself in a small way is them teaching themselves how to be themselves. And they see somebody who could relate to their situations sometimes. All I'm trying to say is that be yourself. People are going to judge you no matter what. So you might as well give them something to judge. Just saying. They're going to judge you. You might as well let them be yourself along the way, because I'd much rather be judged for something that I am rather than something that I'm not. Simple. So like I said, be yourself. I'm on this motherfucker. Deuces.